Everyone tells you that you need a team, support, partners, but what if that's actually making you weaker? Marcus Aurelius commanded the Roman Empire alone on the most dangerous frontiers and discovered that true strength is born when you stop depending on others. 2,000 years ago, he wrote about the 3 pillars of solitary discipline that transformed ordinary men into unshakable legends. Today, that same philosophy can armor your mind against modern distractions and forge a discipline that 99% of people will never achieve. Subscribe to the channel, leave your like and comment from what part of the world you're watching, because now I'm going to tell you everything. Have you ever wondered how much you really depend on other people to solve your problems? Every day, most people hear messages that say they need help from a team, a leader, or friends to succeed. Some people feel lost if they do not get advice, company, or support before they make a decision. But what if you learn to trust yourself more than anything else? This is called self-reliance, and it is the first and most important step on the path of discipline. From the time you are a child, you hear that you cannot do big things alone. Many parents tell their children that it is better to ask for help. Teachers at school form teams for every project. Even at work, everyone talks about working in groups. People say, "You need support," or "No one should go alone." Slowly, you may begin to believe that you always need someone else with you to do things well. This belief grows stronger every time you are told to wait for help before you act. When you hear these messages too often, you can start to doubt your own skills. Maybe you begin to think that you cannot fix problems by yourself. If you face a hard situation at school, at work, or in your family, you might wait for other people to tell you what to do. Instead of making a plan and solving the problem, you feel stuck until someone else shows the way. After a while, this makes you feel weak inside. You believe that you are not enough on your own, but the truth is very different. Real strength begins when you start to trust yourself and use your own abilities. Self-reliance means you do not wait for help before you try. You learn to face challenges on your own, one small step at a time. Each time you do something by yourself, no matter how small, you show to yourself that you can handle life. This does not mean you always work alone or say no to help when you need it, but it means that you know deep inside that when you really need to, you can stand on your own feet. Being self-reliant does not happen in just one day. You do not wake up one morning and suddenly feel strong and able to do everything alone. It happens slowly, with small choices. For example, one day you might decide to make your own breakfast instead of asking someone else to cook for you. Another day, you might solve a math problem without asking a friend for the answer. Later, you might handle a difficult conversation or fix something in your house without help. With each little action, you become more sure that you can trust yourself. When you practice self-reliance, you become more independent. Independence means you do not have to ask others for every answer or wait for someone to give you permission. You look at problems and begin to ask yourself, how can I fix this with what I already know? You start learning how to find solutions inside your own mind before running to others. Even if you do not have the answer right away, you train yourself to try. Each time you try, you get better at handling a problem, and the next time feels easier. At the same time, self-reliance helps you become more confident. Confidence is the feeling that you can do something well or manage a difficult moment. When you solve problems on your own, you build trust in yourself. After you do this again and again, your mind learns that you are able to face unknown things. You do not feel lost or scared all the time because you know inside that you have faced hard moments before and you found a way through. Even if you make mistakes, you see that mistakes help you grow and are not reasons to give up. Some people are afraid that if they rely only on themselves, they will be alone or make too many mistakes. Maybe they worry others will think they are too proud. But this is not what self-reliance means. It does not say that you must reject all help, pretend you are perfect, or close your heart to friends and family. Instead, it means that you know you have your own strength. You can ask for help if it makes sense, but you are not lost without it. You do not wait forever for someone to solve your problems. You take action. If you need support, you ask for it honestly, knowing that you are strong enough to handle things alone too. When you start to rely on your own strength, your daily life changes in powerful ways. For example, you become quicker at making choices. You do not wait for days for others to approve your ideas. You begin to see which problems you can handle and which ones you might really need help with. You learn the difference between wanting support and absolutely needing it. This saves you time and gives you practice in decision-making. Self-reliance also teaches you to be responsible for your actions. When you depend too much on others, it is easy to blame them if things go wrong. If your friend gives you bad advice, you might say, "It's their fault." But when you are self-reliant, you understand that each choice is yours. You build the habit of asking yourself, "What did I do well? What could I do better?" You learn from your experience, and you grow because you are in charge of your life. This does not mean you stop learning from others. There is wisdom in listening to different ideas and seeing new ways of doing things. Self-reliance does not make you closed-minded. Instead, it means you know that even when you listen to advice, you make the final decision. You carry the lesson with you, and if something fails, you try a new way on your own. You keep moving forward. The habit of self-reliance also makes you braver over time. Imagine you are in a new city, or you start a new job, or you face a sudden problem, like a flat tire on the road. Many people freeze in these moments. They look around and hope that someone will fix things for them. But if you trust your own strength, you stay calm and look for solutions. Maybe you remember a skill you learned before. Maybe you think of another way to handle the situation. Even if you feel afraid, you move forward step by step. Each time this happens, you get a little stronger and less afraid of the next challenge. Trusting yourself does more than just help you in hard times. It helps you in good times too. Imagine you have an idea for a small business or a project at work or school. If you always wait for someone to say, "That's a good idea, go ahead," you might never start. You could spend days or years waiting for approval that never comes. Self-reliance gives you the power to start things and to try, even if you are the only one who believes in your idea. Some of the world's best plans and creations began this way. Another way self-reliance helps you is by letting you enjoy your own company. Some people cannot sit alone in a room for even a few minutes without feeling bored or unhappy. They always need noise, messages, or people around them. But if you practice relying on yourself, you learn how to sit quietly and think, or read, or work on something with your full attention. Inside this quiet, you can find new ideas, peace, or confidence that you never knew before. Over time, as you rely more on yourself, you are also better able to help others. Some people think only weak people ask for help. This is not true. Everyone needs help sometimes. But when you have built your own strength, you can help others more in return. Your advice is better because you have experience. Your support is real because you are not just repeating what someone else said, you have lived it yourself. Learning to depend on your inner strength can feel strange, especially in a world that says you must always be connected to others. Many things try to distract you or make you think you are too weak to do anything alone. Social media, news, and busy schedules all pull your mind away from your own abilities. But each time you ignore these distractions and choose to focus on your own growth, you build self-reliance. Relying on yourself starts with small actions. You might decide to solve a tiny problem each day by yourself. Maybe you fix something broken in your house. Maybe you cook a simple meal. Maybe you find your way someplace new without asking for directions right away. These small steps matter. Each one teaches your mind that you can act, that you can learn, and that you do not need to stand still until someone helps you. Step by step, you build a way of thinking that is strong and steady. Soon, you notice that you are less afraid of making mistakes. You do not worry too much about failing, because you can try again. You have faced moments alone before and survived. You know that even if things do not go perfectly, they will get better with time and effort. This kind of self-reliance is the heart of true discipline. Discipline is often seen as something you use to force yourself to work or follow rules. But real discipline means you can lead yourself. You have the power to start things, finish them, and keep going when things get hard. You do this not because of pressure from someone else, but because you have trained your mind and body to follow your path. No matter where you come from or what your life looks like, you can build self-reliance. It does not matter if you have a lot of friends or money or talent. What matters is your willingness to trust yourself and to keep acting, even if you feel a little unsure at first. With every small step, you get better at living in this way. As you grow in self-reliance, you also see that you do not need to say yes to every demand from others. You can help when you want to, but you do not lose yourself in trying to please everyone. You can say no when something is not right for you. You can listen to advice and say thank you, but you know that you are still responsible for your own life. Some days will feel hard. Sometimes you will make mistakes or feel disappointed. But each time you face those moments honestly and keep going, you build discipline. You see that relying on yourself is not only possible, but also rewarding. You slowly change from a person who waits and worries to a person who acts and trusts. There is a deep kind of peace that comes from self-reliance. Instead of always hoping that someone will fix your problems or show you the way, you feel calmer because you believe in your own strength. You do not panic when plans change. You do not feel lost when life gets hard. You know you can face each day with courage and find a way forward. The path of self-reliance and discipline is not always easy, but it is open to everyone. It begins with the simple idea that you can try, learn, and grow every day by using your own mind and your own two hands. Step by step, action by action, you create a life where you can handle whatever comes your way. That is how a strong and peaceful life is built, one small, steady choice after another. After you start to trust your own strength and learn the first steps of relying on yourself, something important begins to happen inside your mind. You no longer look everywhere for answers or help. Instead, you begin to pay attention to what is happening within your own thoughts. At this stage, it is natural to wonder how to grow even more stable and strong inside. Many people want to know how to control their thoughts and keep calm, especially when there are problems or confusion around them. Long ago, in the city of Rome, there lived a man named Marcus Aurelius. He was an emperor, which means he was the leader of a huge empire. He had to make big decisions every day. He faced wars, disease, and trouble with other countries. Even people close to him sometimes lied or failed him. Marcus had soldiers and workers who followed his orders, but he quickly learned that the real challenge was not leading people. The real challenge was leading his own mind. He knew that if he wanted to be a good ruler and a peaceful human being, he needed to master himself first. Marcus Aurelius spent many years thinking about how the mind works. Each morning, he wrote down simple words in a book. He described what was bothering him, what helped him feel steady, and what he wanted to remember. These words were not meant for anyone else to read. They were a private tool to help him stay calm. In his notes, Marcus taught himself to return to a few clear ideas again and again. He did not try to look smart or use difficult words. His ideas were simple so he could hold on to them even when life was hard. One of the main things Marcus taught himself was to focus only on what he could control. He understood that there are many things we cannot control. We cannot change what other people do, what they think, or what will happen tomorrow. We cannot stop clouds, wind, or the past. But there is one thing we can always control: our own thoughts and how we respond to what happens. By noticing this, Marcus found a way to stay calm even when things outside of him were noisy or difficult. Another lesson from Marcus Aurelius was about being honest with yourself. He wrote that it is important to notice your own feelings and thoughts, even the ones that are not pleasant. He did not believe that you should run from sadness or anger. He said to look at these feelings with a clear mind, like looking at a picture. Once you see them honestly, you can decide what to do next. You can choose not to let anger make your decisions. You can choose not to let fear stop you from acting. By facing the truth, Marcus believed, you become stronger and wiser. Marcus also learned to focus on what really matters. He saw that many people lose themselves in small problems or worries that do not help them improve. He wrote that it is important to keep your attention on simple things, doing what is right, even if it is hard, and caring for your own mind and actions before trying to change the world. When you keep your attention on honest work and right action, you give less time to useless worries. The mind, according to Marcus Aurelius, is like the center of your life. When your mind is under control, it does not matter if everything around you changes. You do not get lost because you have a clear direction inside. Instead of waiting for the world to be perfect, you decide to be steady inside yourself. He believed this is true strength. It makes you stable when other people are fighting or giving up. It gives you peace when life is busy or noisy. Many times Marcus had to face days that were more difficult than what most people will ever see. There were times when Rome was under attack. There were plagues that hurt thousands of his people. Even in these moments, he kept returning to his main principles. He told himself to control his mind, be honest, and keep his focus on what he could do. He wrote that people are not disturbed by things, but by their thoughts about things. When you notice your own thoughts, you get the power to choose your response instead of running away or getting angry. Today, people still read the notes Marcus Aurelius left behind. They find his words simple and helpful. Many people in the modern world feel lost or anxious, just as people did in the Roman Empire. There are new problems, but the mind works in the same way. When life feels out of control, you can return to these simple lessons. Control your reactions, face the truth, and keep your attention on what matters. One powerful way to use these lessons is to practice noticing your thoughts each day. You can do this when you wake up or before you sleep. You can ask yourself, what am I thinking about right now? Am I worrying about things I cannot change? Am I being honest with myself about what I feel and what I can do? This practice helps you see if your mind is running wild or if you are thinking clearly. If you find yourself caught up in worries or anger, you can remember what Marcus did. He would stop and return his attention to his principles. You can do the same. You can say, even if things are hard, I can control what I do next. If you are upset, you can notice the feeling, take a few breaths, and make a calm decision. Each time you do this, you teach your mind that it does not have to follow every emotion. You become the leader of your own thoughts, instead of letting your thoughts lead you everywhere. It is important to remember that this practice takes time. Marcus Aurelius did not expect to be perfect after one day or 1 week. He knew that his mind would sometimes make mistakes, worry, or get angry. But he kept returning to his practice over and over. Each day he tried again. He reminded himself that there is no shame in making mistakes, only in refusing to try. With each honest effort, his mind grew a little stronger. There is another lesson from Marcus that helps in daily life. Do not let yourself be too bothered by what other people think or say. He noticed that people often waste time trying to impress others or win praise. But real strength, he said, comes from inside. If you do what is right and honest, It does not matter if other people notice or approve. You cannot control their thoughts. You can only control your own actions. When you practice this, you start to worry less about outside opinions and feel more peaceful inside. Marcus Aurelius also wrote about the value of facing pain and difficulty with a strong mind. He did not believe that pain is good or that you have to look for it. But he wrote that each time you face something hard with honesty, you learn that you are stronger than you thought. Instead of running away from problems, you take a deep breath and ask, what can I learn from this? How can I handle this better next time? With each hard moment, your mind becomes tougher and more able to handle life. As you build this habit, you begin to notice changes in how you handle small problems. Maybe someone speaks a rude word to you at work or in your family. Instead of reacting with anger or feeling bad all day, you notice the feeling in your mind, and you do not let it control your actions. You remind yourself that you cannot control what people say, only your own behavior. You respond calmly and move on with your day. You feel lighter because you did not give your peace away. Over time, this practice of steady thinking helps you keep your balance during all kinds of days, good and bad. If you wake up and feel tired, you notice the feeling but do not let it ruin your work. If you get bad news, you let yourself feel sad but do not let sadness control your whole week. When something funny happens, you enjoy it, but you remember that happiness too will come and go. The world changes, but your mind becomes a place of calm and order. The mind can also get stronger through simple routines. Marcus Aurelius believed in using simple habits, like writing in the morning, walking quietly, and taking time to reflect. These small habits train the mind, just as you might train your body with daily exercise. You do not need special tools or expensive things. You only need a few minutes each day to stop, notice your thoughts, and guide them gently back to what matters. Making time to notice and guide your thoughts is not selfish. In fact, Marcus believed it helps you treat others better. When your mind is calm, you are kinder to people. You listen more, and you do not say things you will regret. You feel less angry, less jealous, and less worried. You become a steady friend or worker because your mind does not move around wildly with every new problem. This helps everyone around you, not just yourself. Another important part of Marcus Aurelius's teaching is to accept what you cannot change. Many times people use energy fighting against things that are outside their hands. They feel angry about the past or afraid of the future, but Marcus said that peace comes from accepting what is outside your control. If you know something cannot be changed, you can let it go, instead of letting it fill your mind with pain. You save your energy for what you can do right now. This lesson is especially useful in today's world. Life changes quickly. There are things outside your control every day, at work, in your family, or in world events. You might feel powerless sometimes, but Marcus' lesson teaches you to bring your attention back inside, to your own mind and your next action. If you cannot control something, you can accept it and focus on what you can do. This simple skill helps you stay peaceful, even when the world is noisy or uncertain. People often wonder how to get better at this kind of thinking. The answer is practice. Just as Marcus Aurelius wrote simple notes each morning, you can take a little time each day to check your thoughts. When you catch yourself worrying about what you cannot change, gently move your mind back to what you can do. If you make a mistake, do not be harsh with yourself. Notice it, learn, and move on. This is called training your mind. Every day you can build a little more strength and calm. One simple practice is to ask yourself 3 questions each day. First, what am I focusing on right now? Second, is this helping me be steady and honest, or is it just making me upset? Third, what is one small thing I can do today to use my mind well? These questions bring you back to the center of your life. They remind you that no matter what happens, your mind can be steady if you train it. Sometimes people think that leaders like Marcus Aurelius are different from ordinary people. But his notes show that he had the same troubles as anyone else. He felt tired, angry, and unsure. He made mistakes and faced fear. What made him special was that he kept coming back to his practice again and again. He did not give up on his mind. This is something everyone can learn. You do not need to be a ruler or a famous person to practice these skills. Anyone can learn to guide their mind and find peace inside. As you develop the habit of honest, steady thinking, you might find that you do not need as much approval or comfort from other people. You feel more sure of your own choices, and you do not worry as much about what others will say. You begin to do what is right because you believe in it, not just because someone is watching or cheering for you. Your choices come from a strong place inside you. The more you use these lessons from Marcus Aurelius, the stronger your mind becomes. When you feel pressure, you can take a deep breath, think about what matters, and choose your next action without fear. If you face a hard day, you can notice the emotions and let them pass, without letting them ruin your plans. If you are happy, you can enjoy the moment, and then bring your mind back to your values. This practice frees you from being pulled in every direction by outside events or other people's moods. This skill does not make you cold or unfeeling. Instead, it helps you be more real and present. When something matters, you care deeply. When something is not important, you let it go. You live with your eyes open, noticing what is true in each moment. You become more peaceful because you are not in a fight with your own mind. Instead, you are its gentle leader. Over days, weeks, and months, you start to see changes in your actions. You react less quickly with anger. You make better choices because you stop to think first. You handle both good and bad news with the same steady heart. Every day, you become a little more like the wise leader Marcus Aurelius tried to be, honest, calm, and focused on what really matters. As you grow this strength, you find new doors opening in your life. When you face a challenge, you do not run from it. You use your mind to find the best way forward. You help others by staying calm and showing them how to think clearly. You spend less time worrying and more time building the life you want, one small step at a time. With each step, you see how the power of the mind helps you face all kinds of situations. You no longer feel afraid of the unknown, because you know you can lead yourself no matter what comes. This is what Marcus Aurelius learned, and it is a lesson anyone can use. As you practice each day, your mind becomes your best helper, guiding you towards inner strength and a steady life. When your mind becomes steady and you learn to guide your thoughts, you start to notice something new about the world around you. Even if your inside is calm, the world outside is often busy and loud. Every day is filled with things that try to steal your attention. There are ringing phones, messages arriving all the time, people talking loudly, and screens with endless pictures and words. Social media and television bring news, problems, and stories from all over the world. The day is full of tasks, lists, and things you feel you must complete. These things can pull your mind in many directions at once. Distractions are everywhere in modern life. They make it very hard to pay attention to what truly matters. You may sit down to do a simple job, but soon your eyes move to your phone or you feel the need to check for new messages. Sometimes you start doing one thing, then stop and begin another, leaving the first task unfinished. At times, you might try to listen to music, answer a message, and talk to someone at the same time. After a while, it feels like your mind never rests. You may feel tired even when your day has just started. All these distractions make it difficult to focus. Focus means putting your full attention on one thing at a time. When you focus, your mind becomes clear. You see what you need to do, and you work until it is done. Without focus, tasks take much longer and mistakes are easy to make. You start feeling worried or upset because you finish less, even when you are busy all day. Focus is a skill, and like every skill, it grows better with practice. It may seem hard to build, especially now when the world offers so many ways to lose attention, but every person can learn to find focus. The first step is to see what things in your life bring the most distraction. Often, these are things that call out for your attention, but do not give you real peace or growth. For example, your phone is there to help you talk with others or find out new things. But if you check your phone every few minutes, soon your mind forgets how to pay attention deeply. Social media and news stories move fast. One minute you see a friend's photo, the next minute you read some bad news, then you see an ad for something to buy. All these changes keep your mind jumping. It is nearly impossible to focus when you do not control these distractions. To begin, you can notice your daily habits. Ask yourself, how often do you pick up your phone without a real reason? How much time do you spend looking at screens without thinking about what you really want or need to see? Do you move from task to task without truly finishing any of them? Once you honestly see your habits, you understand what takes your attention away. The next step is to change your surroundings to support your focus. When you have to do something important, you can put your phone in another room or turn off the sound. You can close computer tabs that are not needed for your work. If there are loud noises, you may use earplugs or close a window to make things quieter. If people around you are talking, you can ask for a few quiet minutes. Make your space simple, with only the things you need for your task. Each action you take to remove distractions helps your mind learn to focus better. Now, with fewer distractions, you can pay better attention to your work or study. Begin by choosing only one thing to do at a time. You do not try to answer calls, write a letter, and make food all at once. You pick one thing that really matters and give it your full mind. If you feel pulled by other ideas, remind yourself to finish this one task first. Setting a small goal, like working for 10 or 20 minutes without stopping, can help. With practice, you can stretch this time longer. Some people worry that they will miss something important if they do not stay connected all the time. But you can tell yourself that most things can wait for a short while. The world will not end if you wait 30 minutes before checking your messages. By choosing to focus, you are saying that your time and mind are valuable and need care. This is not selfish. It is a way to do your best at every part of life. Even meals and breaks can be times to practice focus. When you eat, you do not look at a screen at the same time. You notice the taste of your food, the sound of your eating, and the feeling of sitting quietly. When you walk, you look at the world around you and breathe deeply, instead of checking your messages. These small acts help retrain your mind to notice one thing at a time, which makes every part of your day more peaceful. Focus also grows when you set clear priorities. Many people say yes to too many things during the day. They try to please everyone, so their schedule fills up quickly. Soon, they move from one thing to another, never having time to go deep with any task or thought. You can make your day stronger by choosing only a few things each day that really matter. Ask yourself, what are the 3 most important things I must do today? If you finish these, the rest of your day feels lighter. Focused action is much more powerful than busy action. Sometimes, you must learn to say no. If a friend invites you out or someone asks you for help when you know you have something important, it is okay to say, "I cannot come right now, but maybe later." When you first practice this, you might feel a little nervous, but each time you say no to pointless tasks, you say yes to focus and growth. This skill will help you every day of your life. Distractions can also come from inside your own mind. Even with no noise or screens, thoughts can jump from one idea to another. You may worry about something in the past or feel afraid of the future. Maybe you remember a mistake or someone's angry words. When these ideas appear, you can pause and take a slow breath. Remind yourself, right now, I am focused on this task. If the thought is important, you can write it down to look at later. Each time your mind runs away, you kindly bring it back. This takes patience, but with time you will see progress. It helps to keep a small notebook or piece of paper nearby. When a distracting idea comes, like buy milk or call someone, you write it down quickly and return to your job. Later, you look at your list and decide what can wait or what can be done next. This tool lets your mind relax because you know you will not forget important things, but you do not have to think about everything at the same time. The world also has big distractions, like news about wars, the economy, or problems far away. These stories can make you feel scared, lost, or sad, even if you cannot do anything about them right now. It is good to know what happens in the world, but it is even more important to protect your peace. You do not need to read every news story each hour. You can choose a time each day to get the information you need, then turn off the noise. This allows your mind to rest and keeps your focus on what you can control. When you focus more, your work becomes better. You make fewer mistakes and you finish jobs faster. Your mind feels lighter and calmer. Other people may notice that you listen more carefully and that you remember details. Even your relationships at home and with friends can improve because you truly hear what others say and give them your full presence. Focus is also very helpful when you want to learn something new. If you read a book, listen to a lesson, or practice a skill, you get much more from it when your full mind is present. Even if you study for a short time, your mind understands and remembers much more. This is the secret of many great learners and workers. They do not let their mind jump around all day. They make time for deep, single-minded attention. Some people try to push themselves to focus for too many hours in a row. But just like the body, the mind needs rest. You can work or study with full attention for a period, then take a quiet break to stand, stretch, or walk outside. Even 5 or 10 minutes of rest gives your mind new energy. After a break, return and focus again. These focused times, mixed with simple breaks, make your day flow much better. It can help to have a simple daily routine. For example, you might decide that you will work from 8 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock in the morning on your most important job. Then you take a break, and from 10:30 until 12 o'clock, you do another task. After lunch, you might set another block of time for a different focus. This kind of plan means you do not need to choose what to do every moment. Your mind gets used to working with attention, then resting, then beginning again. At home and at work, talking about focus can help people understand your needs. If you share a room or office, you may tell people, "I need 30 minutes to work without talking." Some people like to use a simple sign, like putting on headphones or closing a door to show they are busy. These small steps teach others to respect your time, and they help you respect your own focus. You also support your focus by caring for your body. If you do not sleep well or eat good food, your mind gets tired quickly. With enough rest, water, and simple meals, you have more energy to pay attention. Moving your body is helpful too. Even a short walk gives your mind space to reset. The body and mind support each other, and both need simple, steady care. At first, you may not always succeed in avoiding distractions. Some days you will notice you wasted time or lost focus again and again. It is not helpful to feel bad or blame yourself. Each day is a new beginning. Even 1 minute of deep attention is good practice. Over days and weeks, these minutes add up, and your power to focus grows stronger. It is helpful to celebrate small wins. When you finish a task without checking your phone, take a few moments to enjoy the feeling. When you read a page quietly or finish homework early, say to yourself, "I used my mind well today." These small successes help you feel good about your new skill, and they remind you the value of simple, focused living. As you practice focusing, you also become better at noticing which distractions are worth your time. Some calls or messages are truly important. If a family member needs you or there is urgent news, you answer right away. But most things can wait, and by choosing wisely, you become calmer and more in control of your day. Focus connects you with your own goals and dreams. When you give your attention to a single project or learning something new, you move forward steadily. Instead of giving parts of your mind to too many things, you finish what you start. As you do this, you build trust in yourself. You see that you can choose what matters and give it the effort it needs. As time passes, you find new freedom in living simply and focusing well. You spend less energy on pointless things and more on building a good life. You save time and have space for rest, fun, or new ideas. Your mind feels lighter because it does not carry the weight of a dozen unfinished jobs or the noise of constant messages. Being present does not just help with work or study, it brings more joy to every part of life. When you listen to a friend, you hear every word and feel closer. When you spend time with family, you remember simple moments. You enjoy the taste of food, the sound of music, or the feeling of the sun. By focusing, you make even quiet moments special. Sometimes people around you will not understand why you choose to live this way. They may say you are missing out, but you know the truth. Focus is how you find what is truly meaningful. When you build this skill, you also share it with others. When people see your calm, steady way, they may begin to ask how you do it. Patiently, by example, you show what is possible with gentle focus each day. Focus also helps you make choices that are honest. If you are not always chasing the next message or worried about every voice, you can listen to your own heart. You notice what is right for you and what is just noise. You feel less pushed by the world and more guided by your own quiet strength. This trust in yourself is the key to a peaceful life. By choosing focus, you slowly reduce stress. The day feels less rushed and more peaceful. There is time to think and time to rest. You even sleep better because your mind is less busy remembering things you forgot to finish. With each focused action, life becomes simpler and more satisfying. As you keep practicing, your mind becomes more skillful. It is easier to block out what does not matter. You can look at a long list of things and calmly pick only what is most important. You let go of things that are not helpful. This frees energy and time for what brings real value to your life. All these small choices to avoid distractions and choose focus give you more than just better work. They give you a more steady and happy life, where each day feels full, but not noisy or rushed. The world outside changes all the time, but your attention becomes a quiet space where you decide what enters. Each step on this path brings you closer to your best self. By practicing focus every day, you become ready for bigger things. You can handle hard times with a steady heart. You finish what you start, you learn more deeply, and you live with less stress. Focus is not just a skill for work, it is a way to make every part of life better. As your focus grows stronger, you find it natural to set your own direction. You rely less on others to tell you what to do. Step by step, you become your own best guide through life, able to encourage yourself and keep moving forward, even when things are hard. Each moment of attention builds your inner strength, until living this way is just part of who you are. When you begin to focus your attention and direct your energy to what is truly important, you start to feel a new sense of control over your life. Your daily actions do not depend so much on what others say or do, but on what you decide within yourself. This makes your efforts more steady and your results more true. But as you grow stronger at paying attention and setting your own priorities, you also need to learn how to keep moving forward without waiting for others to push you. You have to learn how to be your own coach. Many people are used to following orders from someone else. At school, teachers tell you when to start and stop, and at work, a boss or leader sets the rules and checks if you do the job. At home, Parents or family members may remind you to do your tasks or finish your chores. Sometimes, friends and partners offer advice or give encouragement about what you should do next. These things can be helpful, but they can also create a habit of waiting for someone to tell you to begin or to give you energy when you are tired. Relying on others for all your motivation can make you feel weak when you are alone. You may start to wonder if you can finish things without someone cheering for you or watching over you. When the voice of a coach or helper is not there, it can be hard to keep going. This is why learning to be your own coach is important for steady growth and a peaceful life. To act as your own coach, you first have to notice how you speak to yourself in your mind. Everyone talks to themselves in silent ways, even if they do not realize it. There is a quiet voice inside that gives advice, comments on your actions, and helps you make choices. Sometimes this voice is helpful and friendly. It reminds you to try again or tells you that you can do something difficult. Other times it can be negative. It might say that you are lazy, not good enough, or will always fail. The first step is to become aware of this quiet voice. When you want to do something important, like finish a piece of work, study for a class, clean your space, or practice a skill, pay attention to what you say to yourself. Do you tell yourself to keep going, even when you feel tired or bored? Or do you say, "I cannot do this," or "I will never finish"? Being honest about the words and feelings inside helps you understand what is really pushing you forward or holding you back. If you notice that your inner voice is mostly negative or full of doubt, you can gently begin to change it. You do not have to fight the negative thoughts or pretend they are not there. Instead, you can add a new thought, something simple and steady, like, "I will try my best," or "Let me finish this step." Each time the old voice tells you to stop, you answer with a small encouragement. Over days and weeks, this new way of speaking becomes stronger. You learn to push yourself with kindness, not with anger or fear. Being your own coach also means giving yourself simple rules and goals. You might decide, "I will start work at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I will focus for 30 minutes before I rest." Or, "Each day I will complete one important task before I spend time on easy things." When you set clear goals, you have something to guide you when you feel lost or lazy. Your goals should be possible and clear so you can feel good when you finish them. Sometimes you will face tasks that are boring, difficult, or seem too big. This is where being your own coach matters most. Instead of waiting for someone to tell you to begin, you break the job into smaller pieces. You say to yourself, "Just do the first part, then see how you feel." After you finish that, you encourage yourself to take the next step. Each small part you finish helps you build energy for what comes next. It is also important to pay attention to how you treat yourself after mistakes. When you drop something, forget a task, or do not do your best, the easy path is to get angry at yourself. You might think you should punish yourself for making errors, but good coaches do not punish. They help people learn from mistakes. When you are your own coach, you talk to yourself with care. You say, "What can I learn from this? How can I do better next time?" You take a deep breath, forgive yourself for not being perfect, and move forward. Cheering for yourself may feel strange at first. You may not be used to saying, "I did well today," or "I am proud I finished that task." But cheering is part of coaching. Each time you praise your effort or notice a small win, you feel stronger and more willing to try again. You see that you do not need other people to give all the encouragement, because you can do this for yourself every single day. Rewards also play a part in coaching yourself. After you finish something hard or do a good job, give yourself something simple to enjoy. This might be a break, a favorite snack, a walk outside, or just a minute to sit quietly. Taking time to notice your own progress makes it easier to tackle the next job. If you skip rewards, you may get tired and lose energy over many days. Being your own coach takes practice. At first, you may forget to encourage yourself or set clear rules. Some days you will be tired or unmotivated. You may think, "This is too hard. I will never change." When this happens, remember that every new skill takes time. Even a small step forward is a reason to keep going. Over the weeks, your self-coaching voice becomes more confident and helpful. You become more skilled at starting tasks and finishing them without needing a push from outside. Soon, you will notice that you do not wait as much for other people's approval. You try new things because you want to learn and improve, not just because someone else is watching. You become more comfortable with being alone because your own encouragement stays with you even when you are by yourself. A good coach also notices when it is time to rest. Discipline does not mean that you never stop working. In fact, steady improvement happens when you know how to balance effort and rest. When you finish a big job, you can tell yourself, "Now it is time to relax." Your mind and body need pauses to recover and prepare for the next task. Rest is not a gift only after perfect work. It is a basic need. You do not have to earn every moment of care or comfort. You give it to yourself with kindness, just as a good coach would do. After you start coaching yourself, you may want to make a simple plan for each day. This does not have to be complex. In the morning, write down 3 things you want to finish. After each task, check it off the list. If you get stuck on something, break it down and try the easiest piece first. At the end of the day, take a moment to notice what you finished and think about what helped you get those things done. This is a quiet way to review your progress and celebrate each effort. Being your own coach means you are also willing to learn from others, but you make your own decisions about what works for you. If you hear advice or watch someone do a task a certain way, you try it for yourself, but you do not follow blindly. You take what is useful, test it, and keep the habits that help you grow. If something does not work for you, do not force yourself to copy it. Find your own rhythm and style. Sometimes you will feel like giving up. When the days are long, or when you fail at something important, you may start to doubt your inner strength. In those moments, act as a patient and wise coach. Remind yourself of what you have already done. List some things you are grateful for. Take a short break, then get up and try again. Good coaching is about returning to action, even after falling down. When you learn to coach yourself, you become more patient with other people. You see that everyone has hard moments, and not everyone knows how to push through by themselves. You become more gentle, both with yourself and with others. You share a steady attitude and set a quiet example for people around you. As you build the habit of coaching yourself, you do not have to make every day perfect. There will be times when you forget, get distracted, or make mistakes. This is normal. The important thing is to come back each time, ready to try again. Each attempt adds to your strength, even if it is a small step. Over the months, these steps add up. You become someone who can rely on your own guidance. You trust your own plan, and you know how to keep moving even if no one else is there to help. Making choices for yourself brings new freedom. You begin to see that you are allowed to set your own goals, work at your own pace, and rest when you need it. You do not need approval for every action. You lead your own life with honesty and care, and you learn from every effort. When hard days come, you can use your coaching skills to stay balanced. You remind yourself of your goals and the small steps you have taken in the past. You look at failures as places to learn, not signs to stop. You plan your next move and remember to take care of your energy. You listen to your needs rather than waiting for someone else to notice. You become steady and strong, able to keep going in the face of trouble. As you build these habits, others may see changes in you. They might notice that you finish what you start, that you do not wait for reminders, and that you seem confident in your work. You may inspire them to try coaching themselves as well. In this way, your quiet effort spreads and helps your friends, your family, and even people at work. To remember your progress, you can keep a journal of your own coaching. Write down the times you started a task without being told, or when you encouraged yourself through a hard moment. Write simple notes about what helped you succeed or kept you moving forward. These notes become a record of your inner growth and a tool to use when new challenges appear. You may also discover that as your self-coaching grows stronger, you are not swayed as much by other people's opinions. If someone criticizes you, you are able to hear it and decide if it is useful. If it is not helpful, you let it go and rely on your own voice. If it is helpful, you use it to grow, but you do not let it control you. You trust that you know yourself better, and you make choices that are true for you. Each day you can wake up and decide what kind of coach you will be for yourself. Some days will be easy, some hard. The important thing is to be honest, patient, and keep moving. You are not waiting for life to push you. You are guiding yourself by your own rules and your own care. With practice, you become someone who can finish hard things even if no one sees or cheers. You do what is right, even if you are the only one who cares. This silent power brings a deep kind of peace. You feel strong inside, sure of your path, and able to handle what comes. Soon you notice that tasks and challenges do not frighten you as much. You look at work or problems and think, I know I can handle this, one step at a time. You are no longer afraid to begin, because you trust your ability to push, rest, and start again. You know that even on hard days, you have the skills to keep going. This confidence lets you dream bigger and try new things. If you do not reach your first goal, you cheer yourself on and try a new way. If you find a better habit or a process that works for you, you add it to your routine and keep moving forward. Every action, every thought, and every bit of effort adds to the person you are becoming. Living in this way transforms your daily life. You face every challenge with your own kind of courage. You do not wait for someone else to solve your problems. You start, you work, you finish, and you rest, all with honesty and care for yourself. Over time, you see that this is what real discipline is about. It is about being able to guide, help, and encourage yourself on your own path, no matter what troubles you face. You know that some days you will want easy rewards or quick comfort. But the true path of discipline is not about being perfect. It is about returning to your plan, your goals, and your honest effort, even after setbacks. Each time you pick yourself up and continue, you prove your strength. Each time you finish a hard task with no one watching, you build the life you want, step by step, with your own hands. Building discipline inside yourself gives you power to start, to continue, and to finish what you set out to do. This strength does not come from other people or from fast comfort. It comes from your own effort and from the choices you make every day. But even when you can coach yourself, there is another test on the path of true discipline. It is the ability to keep going and to stay patient without looking for fast rewards. This is a skill that many people find difficult in today's world. All around you, there are messages telling you that you need to feel good all the time. There are lights, sounds, games, special foods, and new things to buy. You see fast results in movies, on the internet, and in stories that show people becoming rich, famous, or successful in just a few days or weeks. There are apps on your phone that give you points, gifts, or good feelings very quickly. Everywhere you look, there is something saying that waiting is bad and that comfort must come right now. Because of this, it can be hard to wait for good things. You may feel upset when your work does not bring quick praise. You may feel bored if your exercise or study does not show results quickly. If you do not get a well done from friends, family, or leaders, you might want to stop trying. Many people begin something, get tired, and quit because the reward is not instant. They want to feel comfortable fast. But the best things in life take more time, Patience is the skill of waiting calmly and working steadily, even when you do not see progress right away. This is not easy. Sometimes when you are patient, it feels like nothing is happening. You may put in effort for 1 week or 1 month and not see big change. You might look at others and wonder why they seem to move forward so quickly while you go slow. Your thoughts may tell you to give up, rest before you are finished, or find something easier to do. You can begin to build patience by reminding yourself that every good thing comes step by step. One lesson, one meal, one small action at a time. If you want to become strong in your body, you cannot get muscles after only 1 day of training. If you want to learn a new subject, your mind must get used to it over many days or weeks. When you try to rush, you often skip learning, miss details, or give up when things do not work right away. Patience is not about doing nothing. It is about trusting that every small action matters. Even when you do not see immediate results, you keep going. You tell yourself, "I am building something good with every step." This belief helps you keep your mind clear and your energy strong, even if the world around you is moving quickly. To grow patience, it helps to make plans that look at longer periods of time, not only minutes or hours. You can set goals for 1 week, 1 month, or even 1 year. Ask yourself, what do I want to build over time? Write down the steps you need to take. At the end of each day, notice what you finished, even if the action was very small. Over many days, these small pieces come together into something big. This is why patience is so powerful. Another part of building patience is learning to wait without feeling upset, sad, or angry. This means watching your feelings and choosing not to believe every thought that wants you to quit. If you are hungry, tired, or the job is very boring, your mind may say this is too hard or nothing is working. In these moments, take a deep breath. Remember that waiting is part of the process. Remind yourself that it is normal to feel slow or unsure sometimes. These feelings do not mean you should stop. If you find yourself looking for quick rewards, it is helpful to pause for a moment. Ask yourself, why am I in a hurry? Often you will see that you just want to escape discomfort or feel good right away. When you know this, you can choose a different path. You can remind yourself that the good feeling will come after you finish the work, not before. You can also use simple habits to practice patience in daily life. When you eat, chew slowly and pay attention to each bite. When you stand in line or wait for something, use the time to notice your breath or look around calmly without feeling impatient. If a message or answer does not come quickly, allow yourself to wait quietly. Each time you choose calm over hurry, you make your patience a little stronger. Sometimes people around you may not understand your choice to wait and work slowly. They may say, "Why are you taking so long?" Or, "Just do it fast and move on." Do not worry about their words. Each person has their own way. Remember that you are building patience for yourself and your future. In time, people may see your steady results and start to understand your power. Rewards that come too quickly are often small and soon forgotten. If you rush for comfort, you get a quick pleasure, but it usually fades away. However, when you work patiently, you begin to value your progress more. Even a small success feels bigger because you know you earned it with your time and effort. You learn that true comfort is quiet and stays with you. It is a feeling inside, not just from outside things. There will be moments when you feel very tired or when your plan does not work. On these days, kindness is important. Do not judge yourself for wanting fast results. Everyone feels this way sometimes. Instead, notice your feeling, accept that waiting is hard, and then choose to continue. Take a small break if you need to, but decide to keep going. Patience grows every time you return to your task, even after a pause. As patience becomes part of your life, you begin to see the world differently. You notice that everything real and important takes time. Growing healthy plants, making good friends, learning a skill, or caring for your body and mind all ask for slow and steady work. You stop feeling jealous of people who look like they move quickly. You see that lasting strength is built over days, weeks, months, and years. You can also teach patience to others by your example. When friends or family want results right away, you can share your way of working. You can show them how to breathe, to wait, and to trust the slow progress. This helps create a peaceful feeling in your home, at work, or with friends. Over time, by choosing patience, you help others learn patience too. One way to test your patience is to try working on one thing for a set amount of time without stopping for a reward. For example, you might work for 30 minutes before taking a break, or practice a skill for 1 hour before checking your phone. Each time you finish your set time, you learn to respect your own plan. You learn that you can choose when to rest, not just when you feel bored. It is also important to notice when you are drawn to quick rewards the most. This can happen when you are tired, worried, or hungry for comfort. Be gentle with yourself in these moments. You can plan small, healthy rewards at the right time, like a good meal, a quiet walk, or a chat with a friend after your job is done. Rewards are part of life, but when you wait for them, they feel even better. As you learn to wait for results, you start to focus more on the process than the ending. You enjoy learning new things, practicing a skill, or solving a problem step by step. You notice small changes and small wins along the way. Each effort feels valuable, no matter how long it takes to finish. This makes your daily life richer and more meaningful. Sometimes results will come slower than you hope. You may try something many times before you see a real change. This is normal and part of growing. Instead of giving up, tell yourself that each day of practice is making you stronger on the inside. You are building habits that will last for many years. These habits are more important than any quick reward. Learning patience does not mean you give up on happiness. It means you become happy with quiet progress, even if no one else notices. You find peace in knowing you did your work, faced a challenge, or finished what you started. You keep your eyes on your own path, not on what others gain or lose. You learn to feel glad about your own steady journey. It may help you to track your progress in simple ways. Each week, write one note about something you kept working on, even when you did not want to wait. Write a list of small wins or actions that took time to complete. Over weeks and months, you can look back and see how strong your patience has become. This is a reward that no one can take from you. There are times when life tests your patience more strongly. Maybe you have to wait for news about a job, or someone you love is far away, or changes at work or school are very slow. In these moments, it is natural to feel worried or restless. Remind yourself to take one day at a time. Focus on actions you can do now, not just on waiting for something far away. Bring your mind back to the present and trust that time will bring new answers. Helping your patience grow is a daily effort. There are no tricks or shortcuts. Every act of waiting, every breath you take when you feel hurried, every step you take without rushing adds to your inner strength. Patience is not a thing you get one day and keep forever. It is a way of living chosen over and over, day after day. You may start to see that the need for fast rewards was never your true need. Real happiness comes from caring for your life, giving time to what matters, and feeling your own strength build inside. The pleasure of fast comfort is always short, but the peace of discipline and patience stays for a long time. Over time, patience helps you handle stress much better. You do not panic when things move slowly. You stop feeling pushed by the world or by other people's opinions. You learn that problems will take time to solve and that solutions will come with steady work. This calmness is a gift to your mind and body, keeping you healthy and strong. You also gain more respect from others when you are patient. People begin to trust that you are reliable, not just in easy times, but when things get slow or difficult. Your family, Friends, teachers, or team members know they can count on you to keep working, to wait without anger, and to face every challenge with a clear mind. Every day is a new chance to practice patience. Some days will be harder and some will be easier. You will feel impatient sometimes, but you do not let these feelings make your decisions. Each time you choose to wait and continue working, you make your discipline more real. You become proud not of quick results, but of your ability to stand strong day after day. You may notice after a while that you no longer need rewards to keep going. You do your tasks simply because they are the next step. You enjoy the small quiet of a finished job and the simple peace of moving at your own pace. The need for quick pleasure becomes weaker, and your love for honest effort and progress grows stronger. Even when people around you choose the fast path, you stay true to your way. You understand what slow, careful work brings to your life. When others start and stop chasing easy rewards, you keep going with steady steps. Your patience becomes your strength and your pride. As you practice patience, you learn more about yourself. You find out what things really matter to you and what you can let go. You build trust in your own path. You start to feel comfortable with silence, with slow work, and with time spent quietly waiting for results. This growing patience helps prepare you for many parts of life. Whether you are learning, working, building new habits, or facing trouble, patience will help you stay calm and clear. You will be able to face days or even years of slow progress without fear. In the end, you see that every moment of waiting and every choice to keep going has made you a stronger, wiser, and happier person. And when you live with this kind of patience, you see the world through new eyes. You value the journey more than the finish line. You love the daily steps, the gentle improvement, and the quiet rewards that only come to those who wait. This is what true discipline grows in you. A power that does not come from quick reward, but from slow, steady effort and faithful waiting, one day at a time. Living with patience and trusting in slow progress helps you build steady strength. As you take careful steps forward, you become more focused on the journey than on the rush to finish. You begin to enjoy honest effort and quiet growth. But as you walk this path, there is something very important that supports all these actions and helps you truly improve: honesty with yourself. Without this honesty, even the best plans and most patient actions can begin to lose their power. It is easy to show honesty to others when they are watching. You might finish your work when a teacher or boss is near. You might act kindly when friends are looking. But the most important honesty is the kind that no one else can see. This is the truth you tell yourself when you are alone, when there are no rewards or punishments, and when nobody cares if you work or rest. This quiet honesty inside shapes who you really are. Many people find it hard to be honest with themselves, especially when facing mistakes, weaknesses, or things they wish were different. It is simple to say, "I'll try harder tomorrow," or "That problem was not my fault," or "I did enough for today." Sometimes you may even hide from your own eyes, choosing not to look at a job left unfinished or a promise you did not keep. You might say, "No one is watching, it does not matter," or "Maybe I do not really need to change." All these small lies can feel comfortable in the moment, but over time they steal your strength. True discipline grows only when you face your own truth every single day. You do not have to judge yourself harshly. You do not have to become sad or angry with yourself. Instead, you look at your actions as they really are. You see your honest effort, your missed steps, and your small victories all at once. You accept your mistakes as part of being human. You see your weaknesses not as shame, but as places where you can become stronger. To practice this kind of honesty, take time every day to look at your actions and thoughts. You can do this in the morning, at night, or during a quiet pause. You do not need a special place. You only need a few minutes and a willingness to see the truth. Ask yourself simple questions. Did I do my best today? Was I patient and steady? Where did I take shortcuts or give up too early? Did I finish what I started? These questions help you see clearly without excuses. When you see that you did not finish a task or broke a promise to yourself, do not turn away from the feeling. Allow yourself to notice your disappointment. Instead of blaming others or making excuses, accept what happened. This acceptance does not make you weak. It is the first step to changing and growing. Each time you face your truth, you become a little more brave. Your mind stops fearing small failures and starts to trust that you will keep moving forward. It is also helpful to notice when you feel good about your effort. When you do what you planned, no matter how simple or small, give yourself a quiet praise. You know that you are being honest because you feel calm and sure. There is no need for loud celebration or show. Honesty with yourself creates a still kind of pride, one that only you can give to yourself. This pride is steady and does not fade when the day is hard. You may worry that being honest about your mistakes will make you feel bad, sad, or less able to try again. But the truth is, honesty is freeing. It lets you see what needs to change, so you can take real steps toward better habits and a peaceful mind. Hiding from your own faults or pretending things are different uses your energy and gives you false comfort. Facing the truth, even when it is hard, opens the way to real progress. There will be times when you want to ignore your own weaknesses because they make you uncomfortable. This is normal. When you notice yourself wanting to hide, stop for a moment and remind yourself, I am strong enough to see my truth. Say to yourself, every person has weaknesses. Every person can change. Even when it is hard, the act of looking at your own life honestly makes you stronger each day. You can also use simple tools to help you practice honesty. One useful habit is writing things down. At the end of each day, write a short note about what went well, what was hard, and what you want to try tomorrow. The act of writing helps you see patterns. You begin to notice which tasks you always avoid, which feelings make you stop, and which habits lead to your best work. This simple journal becomes a quiet mirror, showing your growth step by step. Another helpful tool is talking quietly with yourself. When you feel lost or disappointed, take a few deep breaths and ask, what is really true right now? What am I afraid to see? Give yourself the time to listen for honest answers. Do not rush and do not judge. Each answer is a small gift, giving you a chance to begin again with a clear heart. It is important not to confuse self-honesty with being unkind to yourself. You are not here to punish or hurt yourself. Discipline grows strongest when it is joined with mercy and care. If you see a weakness, do not say, I am bad, or I always fail. Instead, say, I see this weakness. I accept my mistake. I know I can do better next time. This gentle truth gives you the energy to change and to keep trying, even when things are difficult. When you practice being honest with yourself, it becomes easier over time. You notice your own stories, your excuses, and the ways you avoid hard truths. Because you have seen this before, you catch yourself faster and gently bring your attention back to reality. You begin to notice that you do not fear your mistakes so much. Each slip or failure becomes a lesson, not a reason to stop. This daily habit of honest self-checking builds deep trust in yourself. You stop worrying so much about what others think because you know what is true in your own heart. You do not need to explain or defend your actions. If someone asks, "Did you do your best?" you can answer with calm confidence because you know you saw your effort clearly. This inner trust is strong and does not break when people doubt you or when things get hard. You will also find that honesty helps you grow much faster. When you can see your own needs, your habits, and your weak points, you can make real plans to improve. You do not waste time blaming others or hiding from your problems. You look directly at what you want to change and begin to do it step by step. This honest way of living is what makes discipline truly possible, because you always know where you stand. Some people worry that talking about their mistakes will make them small in the eyes of others or of themselves. But hiding makes the problem bigger. When you share your truth even with yourself, the problem starts to shrink. You begin to understand that a mistake is only a step in learning, not a true failure. Each honest look lets you start again from where you really are. You may find that your desire to hide the truth is strongest when you are tired, stressed, or afraid. These are the moments when your mind wants comfort most and will try to protect you with small lies or excuses. At these times, it helps to take a rest. Give yourself kindness and come back to your self-check when your mind is calm. Truth is not a race or a test to be passed. You can face it in your own time with steady courage. Being honest with yourself also helps you set better goals. When you know your own habits, you can make plans that fit who you are today. If you see that you often avoid a difficult task, set a goal to do just a small part of it tomorrow. If you know you get distracted at certain times, plan your work when you feel strong. Step by step, your goals become more real and more possible. When you reach a goal honestly, you feel deep pride. You did not cheat, rush, or hide. You took each step with your own effort, facing the truth at every point. This pride in honest work gives you peace, even if no one else knows what you have done. It is a quiet joy, deep in your own heart. Over time, your honest way of living helps you build real habits that last. When you say you will do something, you are more likely to keep your promise because you do not want to lie to yourself. You may find that the trust you have with others grows too. People begin to see you as someone who says what is true and does what is right, even when it is hard. If you make a mistake or break a promise, take time to look closely at what happened. Do not hide. Write or say the truth about the day. Ask yourself what you can do differently next time. This is how discipline and honesty walk together. If you always hide, you never learn. If you always look honestly, you are always growing even when you fall. Some people believe that honesty makes life harder because you must face pain or disappointment. But the pain of hiding is much heavier and lasts longer. When you look at yourself clearly, your mind becomes lighter. Even bad news is easier to accept than the worry of not knowing the truth. With time, honesty feels like freedom, not just hard work. You will face special tests of honesty when you are alone, and nobody else would know if you quit early, take a rest, or skip a promise. These are the moments that show you your real strength. If you can be honest when you are the only one watching, you build a level of trust with yourself that cannot be shaken by the world outside. Each time you finish what you promised yourself without expecting outside praise, your mind grows stronger. This honesty with yourself also makes you more gentle with other people. You see that everyone has their own struggles, their own lies and truths. You become less quick to judge and more willing to listen. You see that true strength does not come from hiding mistakes, but from facing them and moving forward. When you live this way, you help others feel safe to be honest too. Over days and years, the habit of honesty shapes all parts of your life. You choose friends and work that match your true nature. You spend less time making excuses or pretending to be someone you are not. When you feel sad or tired, you know it is safe to rest. When you feel proud, you know it is earned. Your words and actions match, and your life becomes more peaceful. If you're trying to build a new habit or change an old one, honesty is your best tool. If you miss a day or fall back into an old way, notice it, accept it, and try again. You do not need to hide this from yourself or others. Quietly seeing and starting again is the sign of real progress. With this deep honesty, You are ready to face bigger tests. Life will bring times when nobody is looking over your shoulder, when rewards are slow, or when you must make hard choices in silence. By being honest with yourself every day, you prepare for these moments. You know that you can trust yourself to choose what is right, even when it is private, difficult, or never seen by anyone else. At every stage of life, self-honesty remains your guide. It keeps you on your real path, keeps your mind clear, and helps you move forward one step at a time. You do not need to be perfect. You only need to be real with yourself. Every honest effort builds your strength and brings peace that nobody can take away. As this habit grows, you will notice your mind feels more open and your days feel easier. Even hard lessons become simple because you face them directly. Your heart feels lighter when you do not carry secret worries or hidden truths. You feel steadier because there is nothing to hide and nothing to fear from your own eyes. In the quiet moments when you look at your life, either at the end of a long day or when you are about to start something new, you will know that honesty is your best support. As you continue to build patience, focus, and strength, honesty with yourself is the gentle power that holds it all together. It is how you become your own best friend and your own best teacher, ready for each new challenge and calm for every step ahead. Each day you choose honesty, you build quiet inner strength. This strength becomes clear when you face difficult moments and hard times in your life. Even with patience, focus, self-coaching, and honest effort, life is never simple all the time. Everyone will face problems, stress, loss, or sadness. You will have days when nothing works, people may let you down, or plans will break. These moments can feel heavy, and your mind may want to escape or give up. Life gives many kinds of trials. You may lose a job, fail a test, have a sickness, see someone you love have trouble, or feel alone. There may be days when you are very tired or when your work is not noticed. There will be times when you make a choice and it brings pain or regret. Problems can come slowly or arrive without warning. These events are simply part of being human and are not a sign that you have failed or that you are weak. The real power of discipline is shown during these hard times. When stress, sadness, or trouble appears, the skills you built step by step now help you stand steady. Resilience is the word for this quiet strength. It means you do not break quickly. You do not panic when things go wrong. Instead, you find a way to keep moving. Resilience is not about never feeling pain, but about staying calm and finding small ways to move forward, no matter what happens. When something hard happens, it is normal to feel strong emotions. You might feel afraid, sad, or angry. Some people try to push these feelings away or pretend they do not exist. But you can allow yourself to feel your emotions. Let yourself notice the sadness, fear, or anger. These feelings do not mean you are weak. They simply mean you are alive and that the moment matters to you. After you notice your feelings, you can choose what to do next. You do not have to rush. Take slow, deep breaths and allow your body to calm down. You can remind yourself, this is a hard moment, but I have survived hard things before. I can use the strength inside me. This calming step does not take away the pain, but it helps you think more clearly. One way to build resilience is to return to simple routines, even when life feels heavy. You can make your bed, clean your space, or drink water. These actions are small, but they show your mind you still have power to choose. Doing one simple task, even when you are sad or stressed, gives you a small sense of hope and control. Each small action helps you take the next step. Resilience also grows when you remember that problems are not permanent. Feelings of sadness, fear, or anger will come and go. No storm lasts forever. Remind yourself, right now is hard, but it will not last forever. I can do small things to help myself. This belief gives light, even when days feel dark. Taking care of your body is one of the best ways to face stress. Get enough sleep, eat food that gives your body the energy it needs, and move as much as you are able. Even stretching or a short walk can help your mind release some worry. These simple actions support your mind and prepare you to handle the next step. Talking helps. If you have a friend or family member you trust, let them know what you are going through. You do not need to have answers. You do not need to pretend you are brave if you are not. Often, sharing your story or worries makes the pain feel less heavy and reminds you that you are not alone. If you do not have someone to talk with, writing your feelings in a notebook can bring relief. Put your feelings on the page and you may feel lighter inside. Sometimes you will be alone with your troubles. In these times, rely on your self-discipline. You already know how to support yourself with kindness and honest words. Remind yourself of past problems you solved or hard times you survived. If you look back on your life, you can find moments when you thought things would never get better, but they did. If you made it through once, you can do it again. Problem solving becomes very important in hard times. Facing a big problem often feels scary, but you can break it into smaller parts. Ask yourself, what is the most important thing I can do today? Focus on one thing at a time. If a problem seems too big, look for what you are able to change, even if it is something very small. Acting, even in tiny steps, teaches your mind hope. You do not have to fix everything at once. If your body or mind needs rest, take a short break. If you feel tired, do what you can and rest after. Strength does not mean you are never tired. It means you keep returning day after day and try again when you can. Mistakes and failures happen in every life. Even the most disciplined people fall short sometimes. When you fail, be gentle with yourself. Ask honestly, what can I learn from this? Sometimes the lesson is simply that you tried, that you learned what does not work, or that you are still learning how to be strong in hard times. Each lesson builds your resilience and prepares you for the next day. One important part of resilience is choosing your thoughts with care. When things are bad, your mind will often choose worry or fear. This is normal, but you can guide your mind to think in other ways. When you start to worry, ask yourself, is this something I can control? If the answer is no, let go of the thought and focus on something you can do now. This skill is built over time and gets easier as you practice. It helps to repeat calm words to yourself, especially in stress. Choose something simple, like, I can get through this, or I will take one small step right now. These words are not magic, but they remind your mind to stay calm and help you focus. Hard moments may last days or even weeks. Sometimes you will feel tired of trying. In these times, lower your expectations and do what you can. Some days, simply taking a shower, making a meal, or walking outside is enough. Trust that your energy will return as you rest and care for yourself. Remember, being resilient does not mean you are smiling and happy during trouble. It means you keep standing and keep moving, even if it is slow. You can allow yourself to cry, to rest, or to feel sad, but you do not let these feelings stop you from starting again when you can. Support from others helps, but do not wait for someone to rescue you before you act. Take responsibility for your own choices, even in pain. If you need help, ask for it. If you must go forward alone for a while, use what you have learned about self-coaching, honesty, and patience. Each time you help yourself, you become even stronger. When a problem is very large, you can write a list of small things you can control. Maybe you can organize your room, pay a small bill, make a call, or finish a small part of a job. Each action gives your mind a moment of victory and helps you face the big thing step by step. If you find your mind stuck in worry, shift your attention to your breath. Take a deep, slow breath in and then slowly let it out. Do this a few times until you feel a little calmer. Breathing in this way helps your body slow down, and your mind will often calm as well. Sometimes bad days happen one after another. You may wonder if things will ever get better. In these days, try to notice small good things: a warm cup of tea, a friendly message, a comfortable chair, a calm moment looking at the sky. These moments will not fix everything, but they can give your mind rest, even for a few minutes. As you build resilience, do not compare your struggles to other people's stories. It may look like others have easier lives, but everyone has pain and stress, even if they do not show it. Focus on your steps and your healing. All you need to do is keep moving in your own way. If you make a choice that brings more trouble, forgive yourself. Everyone makes mistakes. Say to yourself, "I did not make the best choice, but I will try differently next time." Use each experience as a lesson, not as a reason to stop trying or to hurt yourself with harsh words. Many times, you may not know what to do in a hard situation. When this happens, do the next small thing you can. Sometimes, all you can do is ask for help, eat a meal, or sleep. Trust that more answers will come as you keep going. It is important to know that resilient people sometimes need extra support. If you ever feel lost or unable to keep going, you can speak to a helper, a doctor, or counselor. There is no shame in asking for help. True strength is knowing when you need others and when you can move alone. In some moments, you may feel that life is too heavy. These times are normal and do not last forever. Remember, your training in focus, honesty, self-coaching, patience, and other habits has already made you strong. Even if you feel weak, your effort does not disappear. Each day you return to your healthy habits, your inner strength grows. When stress or sadness finally passes, take a few minutes to look back. Notice what you did well. Write down which actions helped you most. Thank yourself for every effort you made. These memories will help you the next time life gets hard. As you practice being resilient, you start to notice that your mind does not panic as much as before. You know you can survive bad days. You trust yourself to find a way, even if it is slow. This gives you calm energy for the future. Suddenly, things that once scared you do not feel so big. Life will always bring new problems, but you do not fear them as much. You look at them honestly, plan your actions, care for your body, and speak kindly to yourself. You know how to keep going, with or without help. Your past struggles become your strength, and you see that every hard day has taught you important skills. You may even use your resilience to help others. When you see a friend or family member struggling, you can listen to them, share what helps you, or just sit quietly with them. Sometimes your calm presence is enough to remind them that hope exists and that hard days can be survived. As your self-discipline grows, you realize life is not just about doing well when things go right. Most of your strength is built during hard times, when you choose to stand back up after a fall, finish a task even when you are tired, and keep caring for yourself when things seem broken. You do not chase trouble, but you are ready when it comes. Resilience is your quiet friend, always growing inside you. It does not shout or show off. It moves in gentle, simple actions. Every calm breath, each small job you finish, every honest word to yourself, and each moment you return after falling is proof of the strong person you are becoming. By training yourself this way, you will see each problem in life as another chance to practice your discipline. You will not always like the lesson, but you know you have the tools to keep going, to heal, and to find your way. You build a life that is steady and unbreakable inside, ready for whatever comes next, always moving step by step, with hope and quiet power. Learning how to handle difficult times makes you stronger inside. Every hard moment you face, every problem you solve, and every time you stand up after falling teaches your mind how to stay calm and keep going. But as your inner strength grows, you start to see another quiet truth about a good life. The world says you need many things to be happy: money, new objects, lots of friends, and loud excitement. But the path of real discipline is different. You find happiness and contentment in simple things, even when the world around you is noisy and busy. As you practice discipline, you begin to notice the power of ordinary days. When you wake up and make your bed, there is peace in seeing a clean space. When you take time to eat a simple meal, you can pay attention to each taste and how it helps your body. Drinking a glass of water after feeling tired brings you comfort. These quiet actions give you a kind of gentle happiness that does not disappear quickly. It is not loud or exciting, but it stays with you as you move through your day. Many people look for happiness in big events or by chasing new things. They want new clothes, the latest phone, or to always have new experiences. When excitement drops, they feel bored or empty again. But when you learn to enjoy simple things, your happiness does not depend on buying something or being praised. You notice the value of a calm morning, a good rest, a nice walk, or finishing a task with care. These moments are easy to miss, but when you slow down and see them, you find they make each day better. Finding contentment in simple things starts with changing what you pay attention to. Instead of looking for the next big event, you bring your mind to the present moment. You see what is in front of you right now. You notice the feel of the water when you wash your hands, or how soft a chair is when you sit down. You listen to the sound of the wind or the voices around you. You see the colors of the sky and the simple shapes in your room. Each of these is a small gift that brings gladness if you take the time to notice. You do not need many things to feel good. You might have only a few clothes, a simple meal, and a quiet place to rest. When you give your full attention to these things, they become enough. Instead of missing what you do not have, you start feeling thankful for what you do. This feeling of gratitude is the heart of contentment. When you are grateful for each simple thing, you feel full inside. Your mind is not always searching for more. It is easy to forget this when you see other people showing off what they buy or do. Social media, television, and advertisements tell stories about perfect lives, expensive cars, and big trips. You may start to think, if I had what they have, I would be happy. But when you train yourself to see the value in what is already around you, these pictures lose their power. Your happiness does not rise and fall with what you own or with other people's approval. Routines are another place where you can find steady happiness. A routine is a set of actions you do every day, like brushing your teeth in the morning, taking a short walk after lunch, or reading before bed. These simple routines do not seem special at first, but when you repeat them, they give shape and peace to your days. You begin to look forward to your quiet routines. You notice how a small act done with care can make your whole day feel better. Finishing a job, cleaning up your place, or organizing your time all give satisfaction. Exercise is also a simple way to bring happiness into your life. You do not need special equipment or a gym. Moving your body with a stretch, a walk, or some deep breaths freshens your mind and body. You feel more alive. Taking care of your body in small ways builds a strong mind and brings quiet joy. You can feel your heartbeat and your breath slow down. You do not have to be fast or win anything. Just use your body and your mind as they are, finding pleasure in being alive. Spending time in nature is one of the easiest ways to find peace. Going outside to see the sunlight, watch the sky, or touch a tree is free and always possible, even if only for a few minutes. When you connect with the outside world, your worries feel lighter. You may notice a bird, a flower, a cloud, or even the smell of fresh air. These are all simple gifts that remind you the best things in life are not things you can buy. Being with other people in true and simple ways also adds to your happiness. Sometimes, just to sit quietly with a friend or family member is enough. You do not need to say many words or fill every minute with excitement. Sharing a meal, working together on a task, or taking a slow walk with someone you care about is a form of joy that cannot be bought. Presence, not presence, is what matters most. Giving your full attention to another person, listening with care, and sharing silence makes your bond stronger. Gratitude turns simple things into happiness. You can practice gratitude by starting or ending your day with a simple list. Think of 3 small things you are glad about: your warm bed, a kind word, a calm morning, or even a cup of tea. Writing these down or quietly remembering them helps your mind focus on what is good right now. Day by day, your sense of gratitude grows and you feel full instead of empty. When you live with discipline, you learn that you do not need to fill every minute with activity. It is okay to be still, to breathe, and to do nothing for a while. Moments of silence refresh your mind and let you see how much you already have. You are able to enjoy the peacefulness of a quiet room, the slow rising of the sun, or your own steady breath. Sometimes you may feel that quiet or simple days are boring. It is normal to miss excitement sometimes, but you can remind yourself that excitement comes and goes, while calm and contentment carry you through all days, good or bad. You will also see that when excitement does come, you can enjoy it more because you are not always craving it. Living simply also helps you make choices about what is important. When you do not feel the need for more and more, you see clearly what adds value to your life and what does not. You let go of activities or things that only bring stress. You say no to spending energy or money on things that do not give you lasting happiness. You spend more time on actions that make you feel good in the long run, like helping someone, learning something, or caring for yourself. You learn to create simple goals. Instead of reaching for 10 big achievements all at once, you choose a few small goals each day. You might decide to write a page, clean one room, cook a meal, walk in nature, or spend 10 minutes listening to someone you love. Each small goal gives you a clear focus and helps you end the day with a sense of peace and satisfaction. The less you chase the praise or approval of others, the more peaceful you become. You do not look for applause for simple things you do right. You trust in the value of your actions. You know that small, honest work, finished well and done quietly, has deep meaning for your inner growth. You become someone who enjoys effort, not only results, and who needs less from outside to feel that life is good. When you live with simple contentment, stress becomes smaller. You are no longer afraid of missing out on what others have or do. You do not rush. You accept slow days, lazy afternoons, and work that takes time. Even trouble feels a little lighter because you are not adding extra wants or drama to your problems. You stay calm with less. You understand now that peace is possible, even when things are not perfect. Your discipline brings freedom as well. You do not have to waste hours worried about what others will think or what you might buy next. You do not have to fill your days with noise or crowds to feel alive. You create your own happiness from the inside, using what you already have. This calm independence lets you rest when you are tired, work when you feel strong, and always return to your center. Saying goodbye to things you do not need can be freeing. If you have old objects, clothes, or belongings that bring no joy, you can let them go. Sharing with others or giving away extra things can make your home and mind feel lighter. Your space stays clean, and you are surrounded only by what you really use or love. Tidying your home and your days gives you more time for what is important. There may be times when you feel temptation to return to chasing things or pleasures. Advertisements and the voices of other people around you may tell you that happiness must be louder, faster, or bigger. But now you have learned to trust your experience. You see that your deepest happiness comes from your quiet strength, your honest actions, and your simple joys. As you continue living in this way, you inspire others. People may ask why you are calm, peaceful, or not in a rush for more. Sometimes, by sharing a meal, a story, or a gentle word, you help someone else discover that simple living can bring true happiness. You lead by example, not by loud words, and your steady attitude teaches more than any speech. Simple contentment also gives you the power to care for others. Because you do not spend all your energy wanting new things or seeking more, you have more room to listen, to offer help, or to share what you have. True care for others comes from a place of peace. When your needs are few, you are less distracted, and kindness flows more easily. Enjoying simple things does not mean you cannot dream, work hard, or achieve. It means you know how to rest quietly in between your efforts. You know how to celebrate small wins, notice small happiness, and feel peace whatever happens outside. When trouble comes, you return to your daily habits, your gratitude, and your care for yourself and others. These habits hold you steady. Living with less can help your mind as much as your home. You stop carrying so many worries, duties, or regrets. At night, you sleep more easily because your day was built on honest work and quiet joys. You wake up with less weight on your mind, ready for another day of simple satisfaction. Sometimes you will still want more, and that is normal. Wanting new experiences to grow or to care for yourself is human. The difference is that now, with discipline and self-knowledge, you can wait calmly and work for what really matters to you without rushing. You understand what is truly important and what is just noise. This peace and happiness in small things is what makes discipline not only strong, but also gentle. You do not run from difficulty, but you also do not run after things that do not last. You walk at your own pace, feel joy without excitement, and keep your mind and body calm with gratitude for each day. At the end of each week, you can look back and see many kinds of small happiness. Quiet meals, gentle moments of rest, calm talks with a friend, simple successes, caring for your space, or time in nature. You add up these peaceful gifts and realize that your life is full, steady, and good. These simple joys become your foundation for all the days ahead, no matter what comes. When you begin to see the value in simple things and feel strong and content with less, you also understand something important about progress and success. Real change in life does not happen in just one moment. It comes from doing small actions again and again, day after day. These actions may seem very small, but when you look back after many days or months, you will notice that you have moved a long distance. The discipline you build grows every time you choose a good action, even a very small one, instead of waiting for a big change to come all at once. Many people want to change their lives by making big decisions or starting something new and making it perfect from the first day. They imagine that if they find enough energy, or a perfect method, or the right time, they will suddenly become a different person. But life does not work this way. Even after you decide to follow the path of discipline, what really shapes your days is the set of small, regular actions you choose, not just your biggest decisions. You might think that little things do not matter, but they are the strongest tools you have to build the life you want. Every day, you wake up and decide how you will use your time, your energy, and your attention. You choose if you will learn something new, take care of your space, give your best at work, help someone, or just finish a task you started earlier. Each simple choice directs your life. One small action repeated many times is what really creates big results. To make the power of small actions real in your life, begin by looking at your daily habits. Do you wake up at the same time each day? Do you set aside even 10 minutes to focus on something important? Do you eat with attention or exercise for a few minutes, or take time to rest your mind? Small, repeated choices, like drinking water when you are thirsty, turning off distractions when you need to work, or saying a kind word to someone, are the building blocks of your strongest habits. If you want to see improvement, Decide on one small thing you can do right now and make it part of your day. If you wish to read more, open a book and read for just 10 minutes. If you want to eat healthier, start with one simple meal. If your goal is to feel calmer, close your eyes for 5 minutes and breathe deeply. You do not need to change everything at once. All big changes begin with the choice to start small and to repeat your new actions every day. For example, if you want to build the habit of waking up early, you can first set your alarm 15 minutes before your usual time. Try this for 1 week. If it feels possible, make it a little earlier the next week. Every time you get up and start your new day, you teach your mind that you are in control. If you miss one day, you try again the next morning. No need to feel upset. Real change is built on steady return, not on perfection. You may also want to improve your health. You can do 5 minutes of movement each morning or each evening. If 5 minutes feels hard, do 2 minutes. The goal is not to be perfect, but to show up again and again. You do a little bit today and then a little more tomorrow. After 1 month or 2 months, you may notice more energy, better sleep, or a mind that feels lighter. Saving money is another way to use the power of small, consistent actions. Each day or each week, put aside a small coin or a little bit of money. It may look like nothing at first, but after many weeks, you see that your small savings have grown. Even when you can save only a tiny amount, the real lesson is the habit, not the size. Your mind learns that you can trust yourself with your choices. Some people want to become more organized with their work. Instead of trying to organize everything in one day, pick one small place, a desk, a shelf, a computer folder. Clean or put things in order for 10 or 15 minutes. Do this every day. After 1 week, notice how much has changed. Bit by bit, your workspace and your mind become clearer. If you want better relationships, small actions are important here too. You do not need to plan a big event or offer expensive gifts. You can show care by listening for 5 minutes, sending a message, saying thank you, or asking how someone is feeling. These actions, done every day, make people feel valued and make your connections stronger. There are times when you feel too tired, busy, or discouraged to keep going. It is easy to believe small actions will not matter, or that missing one day will stop all your progress. But if you have built patience and honesty with yourself, you know how to return. Even when you miss one step, you do not let it stop you. You do not wait for next week or next month. You start again as soon as you can. Returning to your small actions after mistakes is as important as the actions themselves. You can help yourself stay on track with small routines. Make a list for your day with just 3 or 4 important things to finish. You do not need a long list. When you finish each small task, you feel good inside and your days have direction. If you want, keep a notebook or a chart to check off each step. Seeing your own progress, even if it is just a few lines each day, will give you quiet encouragement to keep moving. To remember the value of consistent effort, take time each week to look back. Ask yourself, which small actions did I repeat? What good results do I see from these habits? Where did I stop? What would I like to try again? Honest review, even if it takes only 5 minutes, makes your path clearer. You find out what works best for you and where you can make small changes. Sometimes you may not notice any result after a week or even a month. It may seem like nothing has improved. In these moments, practice patience and keep going. The lesson is to trust the process, not just the result. Growth happens slowly, and most of it happens inside you before you see it outside. Your ability to continue, even without fast results, makes you stronger on the inside. As you keep using the power of small actions, your life slowly changes shape. You become someone who finishes what you start, even if it takes time. You trust the value of your own effort, even when other people are not watching. You learn to care for yourself in gentle ways, and you find happiness in quiet progress. You may find it helpful to share your small actions with a friend or family member. You can tell them, "I am reading 10 minutes every day," or "I am saving a little money each week." Sharing your goals, even if they are very small, can make you feel supported. At the same time, remember that these regular actions are for you, not for other people's praise or approval. Discipline does not mean you never change your plan. If you notice one action is not helping or feels too hard, adjust your plan. If you wanted to walk every day but it is raining, stretch in your room instead. If you added too many habits at once, keep just one or two and do them well. Be gentle and honest with yourself. Real discipline is not about suffering. It is about finding what works and doing it with care. When you build the habit of small, repeated actions, you also learn to work without fear of mistakes. You become less worried about being perfect and more comfortable with trying. If you cannot finish something today, you remember you can try again tomorrow. This attitude gives your mind freedom to explore, to learn, and to enjoy the steps along the way. You learn to notice and celebrate your own small wins. If you finished reading one page, if you walked around the block, if you saved a little money, let yourself feel good about it. Celebrate with a smile, a pause, or a simple "well done" inside your mind. These private celebrations are like markers on your path, showing how far you have come. Some days, big problems may still come. When these days happen, do not stop your small actions. In fact, doing just one thing, tidying up, writing a line, eating a healthy meal, can calm your mind and body. Your small habits give you a safe place to return, no matter how difficult the outside world becomes. Consistency in actions also builds trust from others. When your family, friends, or co-workers see that you finish your tasks, help others, or keep promises again and again, they will trust you more. You become someone they can count on, not just because of your words, but because your daily actions show your true character. You can use small actions to help yourself in times when you feel lost or without energy. Break big problems into small steps and do just one of them. This way, you stay moving, even if you feel slow. Over time, all the little steps you take build up into a bigger improvement. If you feel bored with repeating the same action, remind yourself of your goal. Try a new way to do your small habit that keeps it interesting, but do not stop just because it feels too easy or too slow. You can write a new recipe, read a new kind of book, or clean a new part of your home. Keeping your habits fresh, yet simple, helps you stay interested and steady. Sometimes you will teach others by how you act. Family, children, friends, or co-workers may see your quiet persistence and begin to copy your ways. With time, your small actions may inspire others to start their own steady habits. You become a quiet example of lasting discipline, not through loud words, but through what you do each day. It is important not to compare your small daily actions to other people's big successes. You may see someone run a long race, earn a big prize, or finish a large project, but you do not know how many small steps brought them to that point. Focus on your own path. Appreciate your growth one day at a time. At times, you may wonder if your small actions matter. Always remember, every big tree starts from a small seed. Every building is made from many small stones. In your life, the habits you repeat are what make the person you become. Discipline means being able to return to your useful habits, even when it feels slow or boring, because these are the habits that build your real strength. If you need more encouragement, write down a few habits you want to keep. Look at them each morning or evening. Remind yourself that one step forward is always better than none. Progress is always built slowly, and your power is in your ability to return again and again. As your habits become natural, you notice that your days feel more balanced, less stressful, and more meaningful. You find happiness in completing your daily steps instead of waiting for a big achievement. You become your own best supporter, seeing how far you have traveled through honest, small efforts. Over months and years, your steady actions change what you believe about yourself. You see yourself as someone who can make a promise and keep it, someone who can begin a task and finish it, someone who can face trouble and still move ahead, one small part at a time. In this way, a life of discipline is created, not through big events or big changes, but by your steady work. Each day, you do something to care for your mind, your body, your work, or your relationships. Each day, you repeat kind actions, and your life becomes strong, reliable, and good. When you look back, you see that all your progress was made by small, steady steps, actions so simple and regular that they become a new and better life, one day after another. After many days, weeks, and months of steady effort, you notice that life feels different. Your days have more meaning, and your mind feels more quiet. The actions you repeat, the habits you keep, and the honest choices you make every day slowly give shape to your world. You now see that real strength comes from a place inside you. This steady strength does not depend on what happens outside or on the opinions of others. It is the foundation beneath your feet, a solid ground you build, one step at a time. You did not reach this place by accident. Each gentle effort, each small step, and each return to your chosen path helped create your new, stable life. You used patience when results came slowly. You practiced honesty with yourself and faced your own mistakes. You kept your attention on what was truly important, even when there was noise or pressure all around you. You gave yourself gentle care, coming back to your daily routines after hard days, and you learned to find joy in simple things. As each day passed, you became stronger, but in a quiet way. Now, you are someone who can handle unexpected change. When problems come, you do not panic as quickly. You look for small solutions and remember that nothing lasts forever, not even pain. When people forget to thank you, you do not feel lost or empty because you can give yourself honest encouragement. You know who you are inside. You rely on yourself and you trust yourself to start again after failure. Other people might see your calm actions, your steady mood, or your careful work, but they may not understand how much time and care built this life from inside. They might say you are strong, lucky, or talented, but you know that your power is not luck and not talent. It is the result of choosing your actions again and again, even when no one watched and there was nothing to gain except the quiet pride of knowing you did your best. Because your strength starts inside, the world's noise does not disturb you the same way it once did. If people fight or complain, you can listen, but you do not have to join in. If a friend succeeds or fails, you can feel happy for them or sad with them, but your own value does not change. You are not pushed by want, fear, or approval. You can live with less demand and more calm. With this stable life, you are now able to give more to others. When a person near you feels worried or afraid, you can offer your steady presence. You listen without trying to fix everything. When there is a new task or a sudden problem, you begin with the first small step, just as you always have. Your example of quiet discipline brings peace to those around you, even if you never speak about it. People trust you because they see that you do not break easily and that your words match your actions. Living from a strong and quiet center helps in every part of life. If you need to find a new job or move to a new place, you do not feel lost for long. You make a plan, break it into parts, and begin. When your health feels weak, you use patience and honesty to do what your body needs. When someone says something unkind or forgets you, you do not let it shake your whole mind. You feel the pain, let it pass, and return to what you know is right. A stable life does not mean life will always be easy. Small and big problems continue to appear. Sometimes you will need help or you will need to rest. What changes is that deep inside, there is a quiet trust that you can stand up and try again. The world moves around you, but you do not become lost. You know how to come back to yourself, how to wait when you must, and how to start again with gentle courage. Part of your stability comes from daily routines. Every morning you do simple things. Maybe you stretch, eat breakfast, or look at your plan for the day. These routines bring peace to your mind and tell your body it is safe. In the evening, you finish simple tasks, put away your things, and take time to rest. Your routines are not rules that control you, but tools that support your strength. If your routine changes one day, you are not upset. You know how to return the next day and begin again. You take moments to breathe when days are hard or when your mind feels crowded. You know now that even 2 or 3 calm breaths can bring you back to the present. You use your attention to notice small things: a warm drink, a ray of sunlight, a kind word, or a quiet room. You allow yourself to move slowly when you can. You choose stillness when the world moves too fast. These actions fill your days with space and help you face new demands without losing your center. Making your life stable also means making good choices about what you let inside. Just as you tidy your home, you tidy your mind. If a thought does not help you, you let it go. If a voice outside is too loud or unkind, you give yourself space from it. You pick carefully what you read, listen to, and watch. You make time for people who bring calm to your life, and you offer the same in return. With a strong inner life, you find it easier to choose what matters for you. You do not need to follow every new trend, chase every new wish, or promise yourself to everything others suggest. You know what fits your values, your energy, and your dreams. You say yes to what lifts you up and no to things that take away your peace. This does not mean you close your heart to new things, but you choose them slowly and with care. When you face crossroads or big decisions, you do not rush. You sit with your question and listen to your honest thoughts and feelings. You remember your past choices and what helped you before. You gather information if needed, talk to people you trust, and let your answer come in its own time. With a calm heart and a clear mind, you choose the next step. Even if you feel uncertain, you trust that you will learn from whatever happens, because stability gives you the courage to correct your path whenever you need. You accept that mistakes will sometimes happen. You accept that plans will sometimes fail. Still, you do not use anger or shame to push yourself forward. You meet yourself each day with honesty, remind yourself what matters, and try again. This gentle way of living becomes your anchor no matter what happens outside. The discipline you use to care for yourself also helps you care for others. Because you do not need constant praise, you can offer gentle help to someone in need without wanting attention. Because you have learned to be patient, you wait when another person struggles. Because you know the value of small actions, you offer kindness in simple ways, a calm word, a helpful hand, or simply your presence. Your strength is now not just for your own sake, but it gives calm and hope to people near you. Children, friends, co-workers, and family members feel supported by your steady way of being. You do not have to give advice or fix problems. Just by being present in a calm way, you help others feel safe to try, to make mistakes, and to keep learning. You may notice that people begin to trust you with bigger things, small secrets or honest questions. They may come to you when they feel lost or afraid. Your quiet confidence is a light for them. You carry this light not because you are perfect, but because you have walked through difficult times with patience, honesty, and self-kindness. Serving others becomes easier when your life is not shaken by every small event. You can listen without judgment. You can say, "I do not know, but I will help you look for a way." Your grounded actions let others see that there is another way to live, a life where strength is gentle, where mistakes are tools for learning, and where it is safe to start again. A life built from the inside is also a strong life during big changes. When something new happens, you make space for your feelings. You do not force yourself to be happy or positive all the time. You accept your sadness, your fear, or your anger, and you take care of these feelings. You trust you will move through them. You continue with your routines. You ask for help if you need it, and you return to your own center when things calm down. You will see that your sense of success changes. Success is no longer just the goals you reach or the things you own. Success becomes the way you live each moment, with discipline, with care, and with honesty. Your joy comes from your actions, not from outside approval. When you do well, you let yourself feel the quiet pride of honest effort. When you fall, you begin again without shame. If you look back, you may remember days when you waited for others to push you. Now, you are your own guide. You make your own rules, set your own goals, and keep your own promises. You have learned to coach yourself through good days and bad days. Your trust in yourself is quiet and deep. You know that no matter what happens, you will not be lost for long. Your life is now based on routines that work for you, honest reviews of your progress, gentle return after mistakes, and steady effort. You combine all you have learned, patience, honesty, resilience, focus, small actions, finding contentment in simplicity, into a life that feels balanced and safe. You are not afraid of slow days or hard moments because you know you can stand up every time you fall. It is important to keep caring for this foundation. Every day, you choose to repeat your helpful habits. When your mind feels upset, you come back to your breath. If you feel lost, you take small actions and talk to yourself with kindness. If you face new troubles, you remind yourself that strength is built from honesty and gentle return. You are free to build new habits when it makes sense, to change routines as your life changes, and to try new ways of caring for yourself and others. Your stable foundation is not made of rules, but of the practice of self-discipline, day after day. You live with purpose, not because others tell you what matters, but because you choose your path for yourself. When you help others, you do so with the same care you show yourself. You listen, you wait, you offer small acts of kindness. You know that each person has their own journey, and you do not try to control. You only show what is possible through the peace and steady way you live each day. Looking around, you may see the world changing quickly. People often move fast, chase new things, worry about many problems, or feel lost in noise and pressure. You understand these feelings, but you do not let them steal your peace. Your strength comes from inside, something the outside world cannot change or take away easily. Every part of your life is touched by this inner stability. You sleep better. You wake up with calm. You work with focus, rest with joy, and give to others with a free heart. You do not fear the future because your foundation cannot be shaken by small troubles. You trust in the quiet, steady person you have become through your choices. Of course, life is always moving. New days will bring new lessons. There may be times when your habits slip or your mind feels weak again. This is normal. Your steady life does not depend on being perfect. It depends on your willingness to return to what you have learned, to stand up after falling, and to keep walking your true path, one step at a time. You may take time every week or month to look back at the path you have traveled. Write down your actions, your ideas, and your progress. Notice how you survive troubles, how you bring strength to others, and how your life is more peaceful than before. Feel thankfulness for every lesson and for your own steady effort. You know now that nothing outside you can ever give you the same lasting peace as the quiet strength and discipline you have built from within. No matter what happens in the world, you carry your foundation with you. You do not need loud applause, big rewards, or the constant company of others to be whole. Your value is always inside you, honest, steady, and unshakable. With every new sunrise, you live your days with gentle strength. You face the world without fear. You create a life that is solid, stable, and strong from within, and nothing outside can easily take that away. Every effort, every step, every gentle return to your path has made you who you are now. You trust this strength, and you walk your days with quiet pride, purpose, and peace.